Welcome back, everybody, to Final Fantasy XIV once again. We're back with some more Hildebrand adventures. We just got done with the trial. Apparently the first of a couple trials that we have in this quest line. So let's go ahead and talk to Bardo in here. Alone yet still armed. In any case, he seems satisfied with the halberd. We'll proceed with the delivery. Okay, so we have to go all the way back to Vesper Base. Let's go ahead and teleport there, I guess. Yeah, that was a funny little trial that we had, too. It was kind of a silly one, given the theming of the quest line. It makes sense, I guess. I pretty much spent half the time being chased around by a chicken as a frog, so... Yeah, it's nighttime right now. You know, the difference between this game and Rift at nighttime is such a big difference. I was just going through Moonshade Highlands on Rift, and I was like, wow, this is super dark for this zone. Tis more magnificent than I imagined. Tis will make a fine addition to my collection. And with that, our business is concluded. Cheers. I generally mean that in your case, by the way. All's well that ends well, right, Inspector? That's a shame that Greg turned out to be the thief. There you are, Inspector Bardian. Why did you not wait for me at the docks? Why are you staring at me so? Never mind that. Where's my treaty blade? But didn't we just give you the treaty blade? Disguise yourself as a client and let the treaty blade come to you. Take advantage of an existing situation to distract us from the real crime. Brilliant. The man in red never spoke of the treaty blade, only the halberd. Moreover, he always issued his challenges in person. Dear gods, isn't it obvious? What is it like in your funny little brains? It must be so boring. If the man in red did not send the challenge, then who did? I believe this is addressed to me, condescendingly, Inspector Bardian. Piss off. 400 years have I slept, 1,000 faces do I wear. What is yours will be mine, I shall come to claim the Lapis Maiden's virtue. A many-faced phantom thief, interesting. The design and the wording are the same as before. The thief who stole the treaty blade sent this. Very well. I and I alone, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, once again accept your challenge. You want a challenge, huh? Stand and face me, you buffoon. Yeah, at least they're getting their sprinting in. How dare you all laugh at a time like this, allowing my precious treaty blade to be stolen? And you, Maria. Well, I suppose it is a little funny, isn't it? The two of them dashing to and fro, a pair of gentlemen mummers. You know, it's been far too long since we've seen a show. We should head into the city later, just you and me. Not bad, Hildy. Not bad at all. You are indeed a Manderville man. Mark my face, O Phantom of many faces, for it is the face of the, Wonder who this phantom's gonna end up being. He definitely seems smart, whoever it is. Ah, we get the preview again. Hey, what's with the goggles those men are wearing? They look special. Maybe if I ask nicely, they'll give me a pair. I guess we'll find out next time. Alright. Ah, there you are. I've been doing some investigating of my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one of Master Gagurumu, a prominent member of the East Alnard Trading Company. Her eyes and her hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently her father is the overprotective sword. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it the girl is to be wed, and not just to anyone, mind you, but to the heir to the Beauregard Consortium. A formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. I couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Fair enough, fair enough. We have a teleport straight there, I believe, to Costa del Sol, so we'll go ahead and head there. Honestly, now that I think about it, the summer event should be going on fairly soon here at Costa del Sol. Not seeing... Oh, there they are, I guess. You're not one of my associates. The banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once. Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might just have a moment of... Ah, yes, that two-gill sensational rag. I read your tiresome screed about the self-styled Phantom Thief in his letter of challenge. If you come to tell me my daughter is in danger, I can assure you your concern is entirely unwarranted. I have not kept my Arabella safe to this day, to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection the money can buy. The brass blades of the Gabera, elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief would be his last. If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? Consulting Inspector Bardian, your reputation precedes you, and what, pray tell, would you propose? I promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the facilities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade. My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious gil. Very well, let us see if your reputation is deserved, but consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances. Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? Our man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it's painfully obvious. A letter of challenge, a precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker and with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I've already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vanes, would be an obvious target for our thief, so too would be his father Morgan. Yoto Nolto and his wife, Sayania, the guest of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Gargamru himself. Finally, we have Luahart, a steward of Gargamru's estate and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. All the key players, save for Lapis Maiden herself, will have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We'll begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you will report back to me at once. Hildebrand Mandeville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. Pleasure's all mine, contriving Inspector Bardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary and undercover investigative work. I had to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yet I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Macquarie, Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Mandeville man can. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair matron's virtue, perhaps her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me? Assist you? Aren't you a funny man? No, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, do try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we don't have the luxury of time. You've come. Excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get you to more important matters. Before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it'll suffice. Now answer me this, Narn. You were there when the Phantom Thief, in the guise of Lady Dorada, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy? Perfect mannerisms? Intriguing. Where most would point at the sheer physical perfection of this disguise, you turn an eye within. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearances at will, and like you, this was a secondary concern to me. From movements to mannerisms to the utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Larry Doradash, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal, not content on relying on his ample powers of disguise. He studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect the oddest miss. All the key players arrived at Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in mind of our fountain, Marn. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume? A brass blade, I think. Precisely. Clearly you are far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation scare away any who would draw near enough to realize something can be amiss. An ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the blades have been assigned to serve as bodyguards for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like it or not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief. Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man afar. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search in the outskirts of Costa del Sol. So I feel like we're already being set up to none of these answers being correct in the end. Like, I'm going to throw out my ideas of the thief already being the maiden in question, and essentially is just flaunting around as her. Or perhaps even being Barter in here. Because he just essentially just showed up, and he already mentioned that the thief's abilities essentially make him put on a flawless performance of whoever he's disguised as. And we don't know where Barterman's been from the last bit of questing we did now, so I'm honestly, like, kind of putting it on those two options, but we'll see how things play out. Okay, yeah, they want us to go out this way. Aha! Excellent, you are one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with. Thank the gods. Please, free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive. There, now tell me all that you remember about what happened to you, and try to be brief. We just arrived in Costa del Sol, had a briefing of sorts. Master Goguru gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a whack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies. Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you. You say you received orders from Master Goguru. Who is your charge? My memory's hazy, but one was Morgan, to father the groom. The other was a Lalafell gent from Limsa. Yalto Noto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests of whom you were ordered to interact? Come to think of it, yes. There was also a steward, Lewenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of key supplies, that sort of thing. Morgan, Yatanoto, and Lewenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proved astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and to the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of God, just make sure the imbecile does not cause too much trouble in my absence. Yes, we do have the snippers about. I'd be afraid too, those things are as big as a man. There you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigation in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Bartman's avenue of inquiry bear fruit? Morgan Yaldenoto and the steward Lewenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I'd consider them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lampman's maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildebrand, shall have our thief in the shackles before the Inspector returns. Fear not, friend, the Inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha. If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there's one of our suspects standing suspiciously under the canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are. Oh boy, this is gonna go bad. It's about to go really bad. Stand back, friend. The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The merest slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill, that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley. Handed down from Mandeville men of pages past to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that'd be interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought my quill and journal too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital. This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold, as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to an inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Gargamru, and a fine evening it must be, for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella. What is this nonsense? Arabella is my daughter. You... Just who in the Seven Hills are you, anyways? Guards! Guards! Now, hold your chocobos, Gargamru. I recognize the lad. This is Hildebrand, ancient inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the clutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, eh, Vans? The phantom thief, balderdash and rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed, to have such rumors about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. It exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such a FT. Fashion-challenged youth, most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you. That's me, Vans, ever calm in the face of danger. Truly is father's son. A worthy heir to the Gregorium Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families, or family, I should say. Ho-ho! Which reminds me, Master Barnes. Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clap she sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since that day. Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Manderville art of parley. We'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoke up on your behalf. That said, nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural. Let's not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. The gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. I sought only to earn the trust of the families before confronting Yeltonoto and Lunaheart. However, aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. Curious. I'm not seeing your faces around here. With the East Aldenon Trading Company, are you? Why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Aldenon Trading Company. Oh, pleasure to meet ye. Do tell, is Lapis Maiden as lovely as they say? Sayana here is no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting up on the years. No offense intended, my dear. Oh, but where are me manners? Yodinoldo of the Brogueria Consortium, and this is my wife, Sayana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses could be happening at a better time, with, well, all manner of fell beasts and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Why, just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragorias. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make a salad out of. You have heard of the Mandragorias, haven't you? But of course, I once spent a year honing body and mind with the Fist of Ragnar. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day. And your food stores were occasionally raided by a ruthless band of rogue vegetables known as the Mandragorias, right? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time? A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it they're not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvest for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, my lady. I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. It arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Sayana. Forgive my wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. With that, I best go prepare my speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy, none of these were suspicious in the least, but we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces have the last laugh. Where there's a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. You speak so fast, Inspector. The sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was I? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. I'm not sure that captures the Inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Bardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses. Quite so, Miss Ellie. Fortunately, I have a plan. Let's investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lawyer spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Bardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu, there's no time to delay. Are we heading to the beach side over there, or are we still... I'm actually not sure, Okay, yeah, it looks like we're heading... Or no, actually it looks like we're heading off this way. Okay. Crates of assorted foodstuffs and veritable hosts of luscious-looking coconuts. Appears that our man Lunaheart spoke true? Ye gads. Are these explosives? I spy concealed among these coconuts? Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we found our phantom thief after all. Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down. You see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely. Nashu, far be it from me to cast down on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation? Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood that either? Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Ashu, but in this event, I fear it's somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. Then we got a nice little sunrise going. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Bardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon the scene, he would otherwise explode in rage. Now let's dispose of these things before an errant ember sends us all to a fiery demise. Confounding Inspector Bardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that? Uh-oh, don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two were supposed to keep an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here. But Miss Ellie, should Inspector Bardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire. Nora and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this speech. You two just get out of here and be quick about it. Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashi, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Bardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry. I'm like really suspicious of Bardian now. So Hildebrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me somewhat almost resembling impressed. Huh, indeed. But enough about Hildebrand. Nara and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and... Excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Oh yes, the spot just over by the crate should suffice. There of all places? But surely we could find something more scenic. I'm not here on vacation, I'm here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That junk-littered beach should afford us some welcome privacy. Yes, Inspector, privacy indeed. Bloody hell, don't worry, Nara, I figured out some way to lead him clear of the bombs. Is it just me or is it a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go somewhere warm. I for one welcome a sprite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. Through the questioning of a brass blade intact by the quarry, I have identified the three individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yatonato, and Lunahart. The three of us shall split up, and with each of us keeping watch over... Ahem, are you two listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you were right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Maybe we should continue our conversation elsewhere. But there's no weed. Wait here and I shall build us a fire. Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. Hence, locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitional. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. As fortune would have it, I have just a bit of flintstone on my person. There's no cause for alarm. 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice. Can I fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch? Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Wee, it's flying. What do we have here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the Fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual cards, see? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. It is not the Lapland's maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than the previous challenges, but there could be no doubt as the sender. What is this talk of another victim? The final pages holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Bardian will meet a fiery demise. Ah! Power slide. The man's head is flat. Flat as a board. Well. There went the feast. You saw through the Fiend's ruse, but how? Or let's just call it a reporter's insinuation. Are you hurt? A ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Hildeman Mandervale, were you able to learn aught of the Fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our query proves ever elusive. Excellent. I may have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who would resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance, yes, vigilance is the order of the day. What in the name of the gods? Those teeth! Those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined. Ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence. You are to replace the supplies that you destroyed before the banquet begins. I'll see the entire lot of you rot in jail. Jeez. I mean, how much could they be? Really? We're talking about some fruit. Oh, what am I going over there for? I'm having to go over here. Oh, we're talking to one of the suspects. What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Gugamu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods, this is no thief, this is a madman. As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contain imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables are in particularly short supply these days, with what the Mandragora is at large. Even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Mandragoras? I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables did they steal? The rarest was an import from the Far East. I do not recall the name, but it very closely resembled the Orzian dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you does worry too much, Master Lunarheart. Our course of action is clear. We only need to storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary Mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers given succulent flesh. Even the breast blades of the Gabura prove unable to resist them. Oh, formidable foe indeed. Were only there a brave soul in our midst with the want for taking on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for her own well-being. Your eyes, friend, they speak to me. They say, ah yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the forlorn goods back to their rightful owner. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Samuel of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the roads from the Mandragorias. If anyone would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Gugamu is likely to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman would never let a lady face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Alright. Well, apparently they're right here. Or close to right here, I guess. Or maybe they haven't just shown up yet. Why are you T-posing over here? Okay, they weren't T-posing, they just were actually not, they were actually stuck in that pose from loading. You have come for the Mandragorias. I fear you're a bell too late, as were we blasted all. Did you hear the poor merchant tell it? No sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check a shipment of vegetables that an onion turned on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, he had set sail without him. Merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you're a mind to go after the culprit, you may lend an ear to his sad tale. Is this the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us swiftly be on our way. Well, I already have a teleport, so... Tiny trader. Must be a considerably smaller Lalafell than usual. Can I jump down there? I want to say I can. Or no, I can't. I have to go around. I mean, I could jump down there, but it would just lay me in the water, which is not where I want to be. Eek, don't sneak up on me like that. I thought you were a feral turnip, a murderous eggplant, or something like that. You think I jest, do you? You'd be singing a different tune if I shot a tomato juice someone took out your eye, as it did mine. My eye. By the time I regained my wits, they'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined. Ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion to the enemy days, it'll be too soon. To hear most say it, the Mandragorias are a lasty lot, a right pain in the ass to any farmers and provisioners that roam over. But let me tell you, friend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme, revolution. Madness, you say? Take a ferry to the Isles of Umbra and see with your own eyes. A veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression. I could swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me if it ain't the undead overlord who fancies himself a gentleman inspector. Which would make you I? Could it be the adventurer who bested the thieving duelist in single combat? Well, bugger me and call me Inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose croak is with the heavens? That's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. That's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud, and I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragorians are planning themselves a whole army of their kind on the Isles of Umbra. You'd be doing the realm a whole favor if you could get over there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved my day, but I've not matched wits with a sentient plant life before. This could prove exhilarating to the Isles of Umbra. Indeed, this could be interesting indeed. Ah, we found a bud. It's making noises. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Curious, curious indeed. This actually might be a good time to get these dead man's hands. You feel a hostile gaze upon you. Okay. Didn't really mean to do this battle in the middle of everything, but... Oh, I gotta kill 6 of these? Guess I'll do it, it's fine. Well, I didn't realize that fate was kind of just ending like that, but okay. I think there's some on the beach, so could go grab 3 more off of there. This one's making like a song or something with its symbols. Okay, one more, Okay, just 2 more of these guys will be good. Okay. 1 more. Because I may as well do this, because you don't really have much of a reason to cut the Isles of Umbra. There we go. Friend, my pursuit of the Mandragorias have led me beneath the surface. Yes, they must be down here. Somewhere. Where are they? It's time we fight. Hi. Uh-oh. My goodness. This is not the best, Okay, we almost got 1 down, so... Oh yeah, I'm not really getting a chance here. The Thunder 2 is definitely helping a bit, but I'm definitely kind of like not in the best of spots here. This Onion Prince is about to die though pretty soon. Okay, we're doing good. Cast Thunder 2. Not the best spot to do it, though, unfortunately. Alright, we only got 2 of these guys left, so it's getting a little bit easier. You don't want to be caught up in that. Oh. This is actually a nice little fate, though, all things considered. Okay, we just got this one left. They gave us plenty of time on this, though, so it doesn't really matter that much. Oh, he was way off on that ram. Oh, I'm actually out of mana completely. And down, alright. We did it! Impeccably fought, my friend. I only wish I had seen the battle with my own eyes. You may go ahead on to Costa del Sol. I shall be along as soon as I extricate myself. Alright, back to Costa del Sol then. Those are some big vegetables, though. You return. I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage. We've indeed got the stolen foodstuffs back. The stolen foodstuffs. You saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Grigamoo is quite particular about his seasonings. Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before. That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it's time we turn to the case. Now there must be some clue that yet eludes us. Core, the peppers have changed color. What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe? A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Luahart described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong crate. But look here, Inspector, the crate is merely marked for Costa del Sol. How curious. Did I say purple? I meant a bluish, purplish blue, or a bluish purple. The two colors are quite similar, when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Oh! Ha! The trade is up, after the man. As I suspected all along, the goggles will prove the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice. Huh, I guess he wasn't, doing something crazy after all, like I was thinking. The rain suddenly falling down the middle of that cutscene is actually a really nice touch. I guess he, like, went off this way? Yeah, I think it looks like he went down the beach. You can run, but you cannot. Haha, if you thought you could outsprint this Manorville man, you were sorely mistaken. For piffling a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against the law-abiding citizens of Urzia, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, and Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snipper, a fading in for ignoble thief. Let's see what lies behind the mask. Where am I? Who are you? Ha! Playing the fool, obey you not. I suggest you come willingly. Judgment is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls or broken bones. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella, I must find her at once. Ugh, my head. It would seem that this man wears a mask. This is the true Luna Heart. I swear on my life that is so. I was en route to the estate of Wineport when one of the brass blades on patrol approached me. We had stray greetings, and the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, but even managing to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me. Now that you mention it, the impostor was wearing gloves. I know there was something suspicious about him. There's still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our query, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. More importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We must simply return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Leeuwenhart back to the estate, and we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety. The Mandragorias, they followed us. I have found you, my little ones. Let me guess, you seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours. Then it appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Not showing us his face still. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Okay, we gotta go all the way to Wineport. Alright. Oh yeah, that's where Arabella is. Okay. Oh, here she is. Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once. Oh, Lewin, always the warrior. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman and grown. Besides, I just want to see the flowers. Lovely these flowers may be, they are unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire. Please call me Hildy. Pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true? I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildebrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear in the Manorville name. God smile on me indeed to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion, and yet, You seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Varnes. Why, I have not even met him. He sent me this class as a betrothal gift, a treasure for my treasure, where it is always, the message said. I do not care how beautiful it is, it may as well be a golden shackle. Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met. Inconsolable. Father says this marriage must happen, that is, for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a truant Udon, but if I may be bold, my lady, would I be incorrect in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars at Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than son. You may think Father called a misery man, but to me he is a man who gave me warmth and hope when I had none. I will learn to love Varnes, if that is what will make Father happy. You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days. If I had to spend another hour with you, I'd likely lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I am, as well, must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends. We've not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manorville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. It is an art that I impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your ventures as it has in my investigations, or failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Nashu, Miss Ellie, with me. Let's return to the state to prepare for the banquet. Till we meet again, friend. And Luminheart doesn't have anything to say. Oh well. Bit of a rainy day for a banquet. Inspector Bardian, I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for her own. There's no time. If the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage. But Inspector, Varnes' family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence. That is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless the Inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock over something? Blow something out or the like? You know, like you always do? Inspector Barden, I knew this day would come that you recognized my many talents. Worry not about Master Varnes. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, I, gentleman, will do what needs to be done. Poor Sop lacks even the wits to know that he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand, we must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity. Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about. Perfect. Narn, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation. Okay, it looks like it's just right over here. It's an absolute storm here at Costa del Sol right now. It actually like fogs out the draw distance here quite a bit. Is this the right spot? Has the Lapin's maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I must prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go around. Here you go. Do with them as you will. Perfect. There's just like a fate going on, like right behind them. Greetings, friend. Oh, what is this you have for me? Servant's garb, but why? Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into these clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight. But the ceremony, Father would be furious, and Lord Vaughan's. We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens, and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profits your father stands to gain from it. Lord, if father heard you say such things... I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one, but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice. Very well, I shall retreat to the carriage. Please wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector? Narn, bring Miss Arabella's dress to the bumming inspector. I dare not speculate as how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let's return before the festivities begin. Are we probably gonna... I imagine we're probably gonna dress up somebody else in the dress. Have a, decoy. Unless Hildebrand just wants to put it on. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. Hey, you return, me. I was active formulating a master plan to distract Master Vaughan's at the ceremony. Is there aught I might do for you? Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress. I must admit some confusion as to what to do with it, but don't worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vaughan's before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend. I assure you that Inspector Barney and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities? I don't know about that. Well, let's go ahead and sit down. Curses, how am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about? Friends, family, business associates, it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast. Co-assisted by the Broguier Consortium and the East Allendarn Trading Company. We trust that you've been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation. Lapis Maiden, if even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vans is the luckiest bastard in the realm. Yatanoto, Sana, honored guests, it's a great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son, Vans, future chair of the Broguier Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Gregory of the East Allendarn Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, and the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing for the ages to come. Damn you, Hildebar Mandeville, you had one job. He's wearing it, isn't he? She's beautiful. Were the rabble expecting otherwise? She is my bride, after all. My lady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray give your hand unto me. My sons and stars! Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, I'm yours and shall forevermore. What have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant? Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the final fiend who would take aim at her life. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me. The game is up, Vons. Or shall I call you by another name, the Thief of Many Faces? Me, the thief? Are you mad? It appears that my master of deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who have gazed upon her lovely visage before today. Her father Gregory and her steward Leeuwenhart. As yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Vons, you were to have the first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could have seen through my ingenious disguise? Who could have known at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. And anyone else of half their wits about them. How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once. Lock him up in jail and throw away the key. Arabella? Oh, thanks to God you're safe. Come with me quickly. There's a dangerous madman about. A glove on his right hand, could it be? It's a thief! The man's a fool, but it behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not, and what is yours is now mine. That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him. Mandragore's attack. You came all this way for me? You love me. You really, really love me. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for. And now I must away, my lords and my ladies, till we meet again. I hear that the real Vance was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabelle, I am sorry. For what, my lady? The banquet was more exciting than I could have ever hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy, by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildebrand, who have taught me this lesson. For the love of God, somebody find him a change of clothes. But one thing still puzzles me. The thief challenged that he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue, but yet in the end he only took her neckpiece. Now that you mention it, Master Gugermu told me about that class when it first arrived. Engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess, it was one of the most treasured pieces from the Bulgarian collection, and by many as Asmia's virtue. The Maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Over here, Inspector, it says, made you look. The theme police is for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must be ever on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do it so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when we next meet, you'll be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, undoubtedly the Phantom Thief, most certainly. I think we're getting the preview again, I imagine. Parlay minigame, alright. Ah, here it is. Alright, into the Coliseum next. Nice. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, is it? It's a real key and a figure of one at the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time. And that'll end our video here for now. Next time we will continue on with the next mystery of the Hildebrand adventures.